But yeah, he plays comedy clubs all over, cruise ships, overseas. He leads the troops. He just came back last week from working in Las Vegas. So please welcome Joe Pizzi.
Hold it. Now here we are filming right here for the Whitman Cable Company. I think you should say my name right. It's Johnny.
Oh,
all right, do it again. That's all right. No.
Easy, right?
That's all right. Do it again.
Right.
Ready and action.
From the beginning?
No, just say, and here he is.
And let's welcome not our very own, but let's welcome Johnny Pizzi.
Hey!
It's part of the joke. My first joke. My husband's Joe, so maybe that's why.
Well, she's mistaking me for her husband. Oh. Well, first of all, it's great to be here, everybody. Thank you for having me. I just want to soak this all up because, you know, last week, as you might have heard, I was playing in Las Vegas at the LA Comedy Club at the Stratosphere. And, you know, one of my dreams when I started out doing this 40 years ago was to someday play in Whitman. And today, a dream has come true, ladies and gentlemen. I have finally made it to Whitman. I knew if I worked hard enough, one day I'd make it here. So I got to tell you, you know, now a lot of times people say, well, okay, how come we've never heard of him? He plays in Vegas and he does cruise ships and comedy clubs. And I'm going to tell you something, it's because of the name. I should have changed my name when I first started out, okay? Because like people, you know, why couldn't I have been on Ed Sullivan? Because Ed Sullivan would have probably did the same thing. Can you see Ed Sullivan bring me on? Right here. Right here on our stage. Right here. Johnny Pucci. And I'd be going, no, Ed, it's Pizzi. Oh, sorry. Right here. Johnny Pizzazza. So I was thinking I would change my name to like something like Tony Rigatoni. That would have been good, right? So one of the things a lot of times people say to me, what's one of the things that you're most proud of in your career? Was going overseas to entertain our troops. Any veterans here? Any veterans? Thank you for your service. Thank you for your service. And I went over to Sarajevo, Kosovo, and Bosnia to entertain our troops. I was supposed to go to Afghanistan. Well, my daughter was having our first grandchild, but I got to tell you a true story. Whenever I went to when I went over to Sarajevo, anytime we went to a base, they would take us into the commanding officer's headquarters, and they would give us a citation. They'd be like, Johnny, here's a citation. It'd be like this. It was framed. Thank you for coming over to service for your country to entertain the soldiers, protecting the United States. So I'd get it like I went 6 different bases at 6 different citations. So I said, I'll read it when I get home. Okay, so I would put them in my suitcase. Well, anyway, when I was away, I was like 12 hours, my body clock. You know how it is when you go to like, I was like in the Middle East almost, right? So my body clock was off. So every single night, I'd wake up at like 2 in the morning, wide awake, and I'd be hungry. And I got to go get a snack. Now, you know, there's commissaries on all the bases, right? You know, being in the service. Well, the commissaries were like 1.5 miles away, and they were like Western towns, dirt roads. I'd get up at 2 in the morning, and whether it was raining, and I needed to get my snack. And my snack was Twinkies and chocolate milk. That was my little snack, right? But here's the interesting thing. So here I am dredging 2 in the morning, going to the commissary. But every time a soldier would come by me, they would salute me. And I would, oh, this is so nice. And I go, thank you. And then I'd walk another mile. Soldiers would go by and they'd salute me. I go, these kids are great. They're saluting me. Wow, that's great. So I go in the commissary, get my Twinkies and my chocolate milk, walk. They're almost 2 miles back. Soldiers see me. They salute me. I go, these kids. This goes on for the 11 days I was out there. So finally, just before I was coming home, I said, let me let me read my citation. I got some time. So I bring out the citation, and it says, to Johnny Pizzi, thank you. It said, while you're on the base, anytime you're on any of the bases, you're going to get an honorary commission as like a lieutenant colonel or something. It was like and I went, right? And I go, that's why they were saluting me. Because I had a rank. They gave me a rank. And I'm thinking to myself, can you believe it? 11 days. I could have had them go over and get my Twinkies and my chocolate milk. Private, go over there, get me my Twinkies and chocolate milk, and that's an order. Wow. But it was a great experience. It's something I'm very proud of. But I got to tell you something. I feel great. I feel awesome. I feel like Superman. Because in the past 12 months, I've had a tetanus shot, shingles shot, pneumonia shot. I've had 2 super duper duper flu shots. I've had 2 Modernas, 16 boosters. I feel great. But I know it's going to happen. I'm going to get struck by lightning. People be like, did you hear what happened to Johnny Pizzi? No, he got struck by lightning, but he was vaxxed. How could that happen? I almost didn't make it here. I don't know about you guys, but in the past 2 years, I get lost everywhere I go. Okay? Because apparently, during our little lockdown, when we were all locked in for 2 weeks, some state worker working at home, bored, said, we're in a tough situation. Everybody's locked in the house. How can I make things worse? I know. I'll change all the exit numbers on the highway. That really helps. Have you ever been to exit 26 and go, gee, I wish it was 57? And do you know how they do it? They do it according to the mileage. Thank you. Oh, that's wonderful. So now you got to drive. You got to look at the mileage, look at the exit, look at the mileage, look at the, oh no, mileage, 17.5. Do I round it off as I drive by the exit? But I guess anything's easier than exit 1, 2, 3, 4. Oh my God. As we all notice, are we noticing the economy starting to really get tough? Do we notice this, ladies and gentlemen? Yeah, okay. I mean, come on, you can't walk out of Starbucks without somebody sticking a cup in your face. Spare change, spare change. And we all try to help. Hey, how you doing, my friend? I throw change in the kid's cup. He's happy. I'm happy. The other day, I'm coming out of Dunkin' Donuts. A guy standing outside, cup in his hand. So they got to help this guy out. I went over, grabbed a fistful of change, threw it in his cup. He goes, what are you, a jerk? I said, excuse me, that was my last bit of change. He says, look in the cup. I look in the cup. He's got coffee in the cup. Now I got to buy him another coffee. Of course, now he wants to go to Starbucks. He orders a caramel coffee macchiato grande. It cost me $22. Thank you, Starbucks. And have you noticed, ladies and gentlemen, people are getting very creative in how they get money out of you. Have you noticed that? Have you seen people now at red lights? Standing at red lights? Yeah, okay. True story. Last week, driving home, and at the red light, I could see up ahead, at the red light, there was a guy standing there with a spray bottle in one hand, a washcloth in the other, with a little sign that said, wash your windows, $1. So I get up to the red light, and I'm only, like I said, 2 blocks from my house. I get to the red light, light turns red. Now he starts going over to the cars with a spray bottle and washcloth. Wash your windows, $1. Wash your windows, $1. I said to myself, oh my God, I know he's going to get to my car. Sure enough, he gets to my car, he leans in. Wash your windows, $1. I said, good, get in. I took him to my house. I said, start at the basement, work your way up. Sometimes, you gotta think, I do a lot of driving. Let me tell you, a lot of driving. I had to do a show, Bar Harbor, Maine. I had to pick up a cruise ship there. But 5.5-hour ride to Bar Harbor, Maine. I heard the same commercial on the radio 32 times. Maybe you've heard it. 1-877 cars for kids. 1-877 cars for kids. 1-877 cars for kids. Donate your car today. 32 times I heard this back and forth. Oh my God. Finally, when I got back to my house, when I got back home, what do you think I did?
Couldn't find your car. Called them. Couldn't find your car.
No.
You called them.
I donated my car. But I got to tell you something. I felt really good. I felt like I helped. I did something from my heart. Now, the company I was leasing the car from, not happy. So, ladies and gentlemen, while I was in Las Vegas last week, I got to share this with you. I'm not a big gambler, but I was playing a little bit of the slots. I hit for a royal straight flush. Yeah, I was jumping up and down. I was so excited. Oh my God! Everybody's gathering around me. Now these pit bosses, they have a little attitude. Comes over to my machine, and he looks up and he sees ace of hearts, king of hearts, queen of spades, jack of hearts, 10 of hearts. He says to me, "You don't have a royal straight flush." I said, "Yes, I do." He says, "No, you don't. You got a queen of spades." I go, "Yeah, but she identifies as the queen of hearts." I am no longer allowed in that casino. Have you been to Vegas? Anybody? Has anybody been to Vegas? When was the last time you went, my dear?
2008.
2008. I think it was right around that time. Do you know, and I'm very happy to report this, Vegas has now gone senior friendly.
Oh, good.
They don't want kids, isn't that great? I think it's fantastic. Senior, it's great. Now everything has to do with the seniors. As a matter of fact, if you play the slots in Vegas, it's no more 3 cherries, it's now 3 prunes. You get 3 prunes, you go right to the crab table. That's it, because they're gonna clean you out one way or the other. Oh my God! When I was in my room in Vegas, I heard. I said, "Who is it? Maid service, can I come in and clean up?" I said, "Absolutely, come on in." She come in, she took a shower, put her makeup on and left. Could you believe this? I was sitting down at the machine and I had this older woman on my right and this real older guy on my left. The woman on my right says to me, "Oh my God, I've been sitting here for so long. My rear end fell asleep." I says, "I know, I've been listening to it snore." And then the guy next to me, real older guy, I'm looking at him, I'm going, "There's something strange about this guy." And I take a closer look. He had a suppository in his ear. And I said, "Excuse me, sir, but you have a suppository in your ear." He says, "Oh, now I know where my hearing aid is." But I tell you, traveling, going out to Vegas, my only thing now is flying is really tough now. I mean, it's just such a, and I swear every time I go to the airport, the TSA, because I'm traveling alone, I become suspect, okay? I carefully pack my backpack, make sure everything's in order. True story, this just happened to me. I put my backpack on the belt, it goes through, I go through the machine, like this. No sooner do I go through, and there's the TSA guy. "You, come here." I went, "Oh." I walk over to him, he's got my bag there. He starts putting on a rubber glove. I said, "Oh, I just had this done too." He said, No. "I'm going through your bag." So he starts going through my bag, taking everybody. This is what he stopped me for, ladies and gentlemen. He stopped me for, I had a little money clip this big, a money clip this big. It was my father's. It was an heirloom. He passed it down to me. I was going to pass it down to my boys. This big money clip. On each side, on one side of the money clip was a little screwdriver, and the other side was a little pliers, this big. And he stops me. He goes, "You think I was going to let you on the plane with this?" I says, "Why? What do you think? I was going to take the plane apart? I'd be in the bathroom. What are you doing in there? Give me 5 more minutes. I got half the wing off. Give me 5 more minutes." So finally, I get through, get out to my gate, I sit down. 5 minutes after I get there, the pilot comes off the plane, and he starts apologizing for the delay. He said, "Oh, I'm so sorry. We have no help. People are quitting. People are retiring. People are getting laid off. Nobody wants to work. We're very short-handed. I apologize." And he was very nice. About 20 minutes later, they start letting us on the plane. I'm walking down that little runway. I see a sign that said, help wanted, no experience necessary. I'm like, who's flying the plane? I thought I was going to look on the top of the plane. Student pilot. Oh, that'd be good. So now I get on the plane. I sit down. I go, oh, finally, thank God. I sit down, just getting ready to relax. I look beside me, and there's a woman nursing her child beside me. And I swear the kid was teasing me because he was going. Finally, 20 minutes into the thing, I said to the woman, I said, excuse me, but I'm a little bit uncomfortable with what you're doing here. She says, oh, no, it's very good for the baby while the plane is in flight. The sucking helps reduce the pressure from behind the baby's ears. I said, really? In all these years I've been chewing gum. Can you believe it? So finally, I finally get to sit down in my chair, and I recline the chair that 1/16 of an inch. Oh, I'm so comfortable now. And there's a woman across from me. She's talking really loud. She's bragging on how she's traveling all over the world doing research for a book that she's writing on what nationality of men are the best lovers. So I said, well, I'm Italian. I'd like to know where I stand. This is what she said. She said, Jewish men are the most passionate lovers, and American Indian men are the most durable lovers, which I found pretty interesting. A little while later, we got to talking, her and I, and she said, so what's your name? I said, Tonto Goldberg. How are you? Woo, hey.
Tonto
You scared, Roberta?
So you talk about crazy things. So anyways, now you said you went to Vegas. What's your biggest fear? You have any fears getting on the plane? Any fear? No. Good for you. Anybody? Fear? Good. This is a great crowd. Let's do this again tomorrow. Here's my fear. I don't fear crashing. I don't fear terrorism. You know what my biggest fear is? Having to go to the bathroom. That is my biggest fear. Okay, so before I get in the plane, I do everything I can. So once I get in the plane, I have to go. But no sooner do I get on the plane and I sit down, my stomach starts going. And I'm in my seat going, la, 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 la. And finally it stops. 10 minutes later, it's louder. The kid actually stopped nursing and said, will you go to the bathroom? I said, thank you. Okay. So now I get in line, and I'm moving up, and I happen to look behind me. The most beautiful woman I have ever seen behind me. Gorgeous, 6 feet tall, high heels, Daisy Duke dungarees on, blonde, beautiful hair, arthritis. Anyway, gorgeous. So anyway, I turned around, I gave her a smile. So I wanted to talk to her so she wouldn't hear my stomach. So I said, hi, how you doing? She says, good, how are you? I said, what's your name? She goes, Bambi. So I go to myself, we're going to start this, right? She goes, what's your name? I said, Thumper. Nice to meet you. So we're moving up, we're having a little conversation, her and I talking. Finally, I'm now the next one to go in. And this is when I say to myself, I don't want her following me in the bathroom. Okay. So I turn, I says, Bambi. She goes, yes, Thumper. I said, would you like to go in front of me? She goes, oh, you're such a gentleman. Thank you so much. And she scoots in. I look like a hero. She comes out 6, 7 minutes later. She scoots by me, gives me a quick wave. I follow her in. Ladies and gentlemen, the minute I get in, I sit down, and I realized I had made a big mistake. I'm like, oh my God. I got my shirt up over my head. I'm holding my breath. I'm going, I am so nervous now. I can't go. I'm so upset. So I get up, put my pants back up. I walk out. Worst possible thing. Kid about 9 years old follows me in. The minute he gets in the bathroom, all you hear throughout the cabin of the plane is, "Mommy, it stinks in here. Oh, Mommy, yeah." I'm walking back to my seat going, "It wasn't me. It wasn't me." For the rest of the flight, I'm like a leper on the airplane. I go to ask the flight attendant, "Can I get some?" "Don't you just sit there. Don't talk to anybody. Don't touch anybody." Everybody's walking off the plane, shaking the pilot's hand. I go to shake his hand. He goes, "JetBlue next time." So I just had a little bit of surgery. I had that carpal, but if you see the scar, it's more like Ventura Highway. And how did I get the carpal tunnel? Scratch tickets. You know, it's amazing. Now, I don't know. Has anybody bought a $50 scratch ticket? Okay. So, yeah, I have a little tendency to buy a $50 scratch ticket one. Can they put enough things on there? You're scratching and you're scratching. How much to... You're scratching. 20 minutes go by. It's a loser. I've just lost 20 minutes of my time I'll never get back. I've lost $50, and I'm covered in all that gray stuff. It's this scratch ticket. It started off with a $2 scratch ticket, and then it was $5. Yeah, first it was $1, then $2, yeah, then $5, and then $10, and $10. Oh. Then it went to $20. I went, "Oh my God, $20 scratch ticket. Give me $5." Anyway. And then it went to $30. And then at $30, I'm like, "Oh my God, what's going on?" Now we got $50 scratch tickets. I say to myself, what's next? You know what next is? People are going to get, when they're at work, when they get paid, they're going to give them a scratch ticket. Okay, good, I got paid today. Come on, baby.
I didn't get paid.
Yeah. Oh my God. Now, listen to this. True story. Chelsea, you're familiar with Chelsea? Massachusetts, listen to this. Chelsea, Massachusetts. 78% of the people who live in Chelsea, Massachusetts do not have health insurance. 78%. Yet, Chelsea is #1 in the state for lottery scratch ticket sales. Yeah. So I was thinking, you know, the people at the lottery, people that run Chelsea should get together. You buy a scratch ticket in Chelsea. I won, I got a free colonoscopy. Yes. Oh my God. Urgent care. Do you see them? They're all popping up everywhere. These urgent cares. They're like Dunkin' Donuts. They're everywhere. And you say there's an urgent care. It's more like we don't care. I spent 7.5 hours waiting to be seen by a doctor. 7.5 hours. In a room, waiting. And I heard in the intercom, some guy collapsed in the ER, okay? Some guy collapsed in the ER, so code 99, you know, everybody's rushing to the ER. And I heard the secretary say, I kid you not, she goes, "Did you get his copay?" The guy's lying there. Doctor comes over, no copay, next. But here's a little tip. From Johnny Pizzi to all you people right here. If you ever, and I hope you never, ever have to go to urgent care, ER, this is what you do. Say you've stubbed your toe. And you know, you bang that toe, it hurts, could be broke, a lot of pain. What you do, when you go in, go up to the woman behind the desk, and you say softly, "Chest pain, chest pain." They bring you right in the room. The doctor comes running in 2 minutes later. "How's the chest pain?" "Chest pain's fine, but my toe is killing me." Good idea?
Very good.
Yeah.
Like that.
Here's something, ladies and gentlemen. I love saving money. I love coupons and discounts. I love the dollar store. Any dollar store people here? My kind of people. I know, but still, they call it the dollar store. If you ever want to go and have a little fun, go into the dollar store, right? Go up to any item and just go, "How much is this? How much is this?" Oh, that gets them. Did you know, ladies and gentlemen, at the dollar store, they sell pregnancy tests? Yeah. Did you know that? They sell pregnancy tests at the dollar store. Are you kidding me? 5-year expired, but people don't care. Right? And you say, and I buy them. I go, hey, it's $1. How can I go wrong? You know what I mean? But you say to yourself, who in God's name would buy a pregnancy test that's expired at the dollar store? You know who would buy it? The same person that bought condoms at the dollar store. But when I talked about coupons and discounts, the places we really need coupons and discounts, we don't get them. The one place we need coupons and discounts, hospitals. Why don't hospitals have discounts and coupons? Think of what I just said, ladies and gentlemen. So far, I think what I'm saying right now is genius. Think about it. Mass General Hospital. Mondays and Tuesdays. Bypass, 30% off. You get a chest pain on Friday. You go, I got to wait till Monday. Who's got aspirin? You got paddles? Get closer. I got to wait till Monday. 30% off.
And your toes killing you.
There you go. Call back. I like that. Thank you. Wednesdays and Thursdays. All hip and knee replacement parts used. It'd be like picking out a used car. They take you to a room, and there are knees and hips hanging everywhere, and you walk in. Wow. Look at these hips. One owner. Look at these knees. Like new. Clean. And of course, my favorite, weekend special. Friday, Saturday, Sundays. Boob jobs. Buy one, get one free. When it comes to being sick, who's tougher, men or women?
Women.
Absolutely. Women are much tougher than men when it comes to being sick. I've watched you women when you're sick. You could have arthritis, bursitis, major surgery. You have babies, you never complain. You get up every single day, ladies, and do the things you do, because if you don't do it, who does it? Nobody. Doesn't get done. You get sick on a Monday, one dish in the sink. Friday, 246 dishes in the sink, and everybody's helpless. Mommy, get better. Where is your mommy? Ah. You women could have 8 discs out. You humped over, you got to get the kids off to school. Here you go, kids. Here's your lunch. Mommy loves you. Got to get the husband off to work. Here you go. Here's your lunch, honey. I love you. You dropped. Yeah. Never complain. Ever notice when a guy is sick, when a guy's got something really severe, like a cold? Oh, honey, call me in sick. It could be 8 or 10 weeks. It's a cold. Help me over to the couch. Where's my remote? If I have to get up and change a channel, I'll never get better. So I got to tell you, I've been fighting a battle for 10 years. 10 years, pot belly. 10 years. Can't get rid of it. And I've been asking for advice. How can I get rid of the pot belly? And it's been the same answer for 150 years. You got to diet and exercise. Diet and exercise. Diet. Okay. So for diet, now let me just say this, I'm Italian. Diet and Italian, 2 words that don't get to go together. You know why, ladies and gentlemen? Because Italians are a race that revolves around cheese. Everything in our diets revolves around cheese. This is a typical Italian holiday. For Easter, I go to my daughter's. They greet you at the door with cheese and crackers. And you have about 20 or 30 cheese and crackers. Another beer, that's another 20, 30 cheese and crackers. Then they come around celery and cream cheese. Oh, don't like cream cheese, put them on celery, can't get enough. Now comes the antipasto. And it's covered in cheese. All kinds of exotic cheeses. Gorgonzola cheese. Now comes the main course. What are we having? Raviolis, manicotti, stuffed shells, lasagna, more cheese. And just when you thought you couldn't even look at another piece of cheese, it's time for dessert. What are we having? Cheesecake. Ladies and gentlemen, this past Easter, the day after, I was so bound up. For 6 days, I was like a pregnant woman trying to go to the bathroom. Push! Push! I had a coach going, come on, Johnny, you can do this. Push. I don't want to be induced. Push! Finally, on the 7th day, I gave birth to a 6-pound provolone. And then I went to have 6 stents put in because every blockage, every area was blocked. Oh, I'm telling you, it's crazy. Gonna talk about, Oh, so the other day, my doorbell rings. Go to the door. I answer the door. It's one of my best friends. He takes one look at me. He goes, oh my God, Johnny, look at you. You're sweating profusely. You're out of breath. You must have been working out. What were you doing? I said, what was I doing? I was clipping my toenails. That's what I was doing. That is a workout. You got 10 toes, 9 perfect toes. Then you got that one toenail growing down and around. You got to contour your body like one of the Wallenders. Here's a clipper. Spot me, please. But I got to tell you something. I got to share this with you all. I had a life-changing experience. What do they call it? An epiphany? Yeah. Okay, I had an epiphany I want to share with you all. So my daughter, for Father's Day, got me a Father's Day gift. Know what she got me? A pedicure.
Oh.
A pedicure.
Yeah, that's
Have you had a pedicure?
Yeah.
No.
Well, because you're a man. That's right.
Italian.
Yeah. Yeah. You've had one? Huh?
They're great.
Oh, okay. We're going to talk about them right now. I didn't know what to expect. Never had one before. So I go to the place, and this cute Asian woman, about this high, greets me at the door. Never says a word. She just goes. So I follow her into a room, and there are 19 women in chairs with their legs up in stirrups. I go, is this a maternity ward? Then she brings me to a chair, and she puts my feet in the most perfect water. Not too hot, not too cold. It was perfect. It was water from Lourdes. It was perfect. And I went, oh my God. And then she flipped the switch, and I was in the chair, like, and the chair was vibrating like this. And she looked at me.
It's true.
I went, So now I'm sitting there. So now she takes one of my feet out, and she pats it dry. When was the last time she patted your feet dry? Never.
Never.
Never. Once?
I get once every 2 months they do my
Oh,
toes.
no, I was talking about her.
Oh,
When was the last time she patted your feet dry?
okay.
So anyway, she pats my feet dry. She puts cream and lotion in her hand. She kneels down in front of me. She takes my foot and puts it a ½ inch from her nose and starts rubbing the cream on my foot. And I sat there going, oh my God, my foot is having sex right now. Oh my God. Now I know why Bob Kraft comes here. Wow. Oh, I knew that would get you all. And then she put this foot in, she took this one out, and she did the same. She patted it dry, put the cream on, and I just sat there going, oh my God, I can't believe this. It's got to be a happy ending somewhere. Wow. And then she put it back in, and then she took my foot out and she started massaging my feet. It's the most incredible thing. Massaged my feet, each toe. She massaged each toe. And then she clipped every single nail perfect. Oh my God. And then she got a cheese grater.
Yeah.
And she went to the bottom of my foot. I'm like, excuse me, I don't need any more cheese. But then, listen to this. So now, after she did all that, she painted my toenails.
Oh, no.
Yeah. Now, I'm going to tell you, she painted it clear, but if she painted the rainbow, I could care less. And then she put these things in between my toes, like this, right? Little dividers or separators. And I looked at my foot and went, oh my God, it's the first time my toes have been separated since birth. I'm sorry, piggies. And then she put them in like these heaters,
Yeah.
right? You know what I'm talking about. See guys in the back going, what's he talking about? No, please, it's unbelievable. And I just sat there in my little vibrating jet. Finally, 20 minutes go by, everything dries up, I put my shoe. Now, here's the thing. And ladies, you know what I'm talking about, because you've been doing it for 150 years. You never want the guys to know about pedicures because they're so good. For 150 years, you've been saying, we're going to the mall. No, you're not. You're going for a pedicure. Now we know, okay? I'm letting the cat out of the bag right here in Whitman. Finally, that first walk after a pedicure, is it the most unbelievable walk? It's like walking on clouds. So I had to go pay, and I was walking. I was like, and I get up to the desk. I put my hand in my pocket, and I threw the money on the counter. I turned to go, and she said, when you like to come back? I said, tomorrow? Can I come back tomorrow? I'd like to talk a little bit about the woman who I thought was the most brilliant woman I ever knew in my life, and that was my mom. Brilliant. As a matter of fact, ladies and gentlemen, my mother was on Jeopardy. Wow. Yeah. Remember Art Fleming? Years ago, Art Fleming was the thing. My mother was on there, and guess what, ladies and gentlemen? She got the big question. Nobody else did. So here's what I'm going to do. Let's see how this group fares. I'm going to tell you the question. You give me the answer. But don't yell it out. Raise your hand if you know. I do this on cruise ships. I do this in comedy. Everywhere I go, I tell them, I ask this. 99% of the people do not get it. Okay? So I'm going to give you the question. If you know the answer, just raise your hand, because I want to see how many people can find. Okay, here's the final Jeopardy question. Where does the word news come from? Okay, you know, don't say nothing. And you know, two? Okay, so that's two people. There's close to 30 people in here. Anybody else? So, okay, 2 out of 30. All right, now I'm going to ask. I'll ask, he raised his hand first. And you've been speaking out the whole day, so give him a time to, okay. All right, my friend.
North, east, west, and south.
He got it. North, east, west, and south. Now, there is a word we've seen every single day in our lives. How simple is that? North, east, west, and south. Right? Is that now? You'll be on the phone later on going to your family. Oh my God! Hey, where does the word news come from? Do you know? You know? I was doing a show up at Giggles a couple of months ago, and one of the newscasters from Channel 7 came in. It was a woman, beautiful. She was a Dave Andelman. That's Eddie Andelman's son, and Dave's a good friend of mine. So I figured, you know, she's a newscaster. So I said, hey, and I can't think of her name right now, but I said, do you know where the word news comes from? And she sat there and she went, oh no. I said, oh, she goes, Johnny, you've just embarrassed me. And I didn't mean to. I just thought you would know. And then I said, told her the answer, north, east, west, and south. But my mother was brilliant. Typical mom. My mother used to wear that house coat that's been passed down, ladies, through the generation. You know the house coat I'm talking about? What do you call it? Duster? A duster? That's it. My mother had a duster for every day of the week. She had the white one for weddings. She had the black duster for wakes. She had the navy blue duster for everyday shopping at Market Basket. And anything of value, she put it in the safest place that nobody could ever get at, right down her cleavage. Right down here. Anything of valuable, right down here in the cleavage. Safest place. One time I said, Ma, could you lend me $10? Oh, Jesus. Mm-hmm. I go, Ma, I can't find my Movado watch. Uh-huh. One time we were walking, it started to rain, she pulled out an umbrella. I don't know how she did this.
Oh, God.
But she was fun. She had these little quirks, like little sayings. Like my mother's big thing was wearing a hat. Oh my God, if you have to be wearing a hat. She'd think you're invincible when you're wearing a hat. Every morning at 5 o'clock, I'd walk by her house. I'd park my car, go to work. 5 o'clock, she'd stand on the second porch balcony and yell down, hey, you, stupid. Yeah, you. Where's your hat? You should have a hat in your head. You're going to get sick. You're going to get a cold because you're stupid. You should have a hat in your head. My mother thinks you could be in a fiery car crash, car could burst into flames, but Johnny Pizzi escapes unscathed because he's wearing a hat. And then she'd say things like, shut that mouth. He goes, I will smash that face right here. Never had much to say until she had a mouthful of food. Now she wants to talk. Food would fly out of her mouth like missiles. I'd have a plate in front of my face go, Ma, you're going to knock an eye out. Stop. So every Sunday, I'd go take my mother, I'd go take my mom for a ride. A Sunday ride. So I go to the house, knock on the door. A few minutes go by, she'd come to the door, little hat on, her pocketbook, and she'd stand on the threshold. Ma, what's the matter? Ma, what is the matter? You think I should pee? I know the minute I get in that car, I'm going to have to pee. I know it. You know, I'm taking the Lasix, Johnny. I'm taking the fluid pill. See my ankles? They're swollen because I have to pee. I go, Ma, please, go pee. And she'd scoot off. Come back 5 minutes later. Oh, thank God I peed. Oh, my God. See my ankles? See how nice I look because I peed? I'm taking that fluid pill. You know, the Lasix? I'm taking the fluid pill. She'd get in the car. The minute she'd get in the car, she'd start this. Oh, watch out. Oh, my God. Look out. Be careful. Oh, my God. I said, Ma, wait until I start the car up. Then start that. All right, please. She used to get me so nervous, I'd start driving around really fast because I want to get her back home. And don't you think I'd get pulled over by the cops? And the cops come over to the car.
Yeah.
He leans in, he goes, do you know why I stopped you? I said, oh, you knew my mother had to pee? So he goes, I'm going to have to give you a ticket. My mother goes, now smash that face of yours. Let me go. That was good. Oh, here's this true story. I got to tell you this. So listen to this. So my mother says to me, she goes, Johnny, you know what I would like? I go, what's that, Mom? She goes, I'd like a recliner. I go, really? Yeah, I'd like a recliner. All right, I'll get you a recliner. Oh, that'd be so nice. Call up my son. We go to Bob's Discount, pick up a nice recliner. It's a Sunday, hottest day of the year. It's so hot. We tie it to the top of my car. We drive to my mother's house. We carry it up 2 flights of stairs. I put it in the middle of the living room. I go, come here, Ma. I put him in the chair. Right? I recline it back. How you doing, Ma? Oh, my God, this is so good, Johnny. Thank you so much. Are you happy, Ma? Oh, my God, I love this. Thank you so much, Johnny. This is great. Are you okay? I'm okay. Okay, good. I go home. 11 o'clock that night, my phone rings. It's the fire department. Johnny, get over to your mother's house right away. What's the matter? Just get here. I get in my car, drive 100 miles an hour to my mother's house, get there in 10 minutes. I live in Saugus. She lives in East Boston. She lived in East Boston. And as I get there, the firemen are coming out. I go, is everything? Go talk to your mother. I go upstairs. The minute I walk in, my mother goes, get that thing out of this house. Get that recliner out of this house. I go, Ma, what's the matter? She goes, what's the matter? I'll tell you what the matter is. I was stuck in that recliner for 10 hours. And I had to pee. I go, are you kidding me? So I go over, and I sit in the recliner, and I go like this. I get the handle, I go, Ma, look. She goes, oh, I thought that was a shift. She thought it was a shift. Oh, I'm telling you. Huh? Are you having a good time?
Yes. Very good.
So, I got to tell you, you ever get a cramp in the middle of the night? Oh, is that not one of the worst pains? You're sound asleep. The cramp has got to wake you up. You wake up, you go, oh, Jesus, what the, and your leg stiffens up, and your toes, they curl and they separate, and you're in pain. And you start doing things you read in Reader's Digest, squeeze your cheeks, pinch your lips, walk on your tippy toe. No, I'm in pain. And you want to scream, but you can't scream because you don't want to wake up your wife 2 rooms away. I got to tell you, I got to tell you another true story, because I feel the true stories are the best stories, and they're the best. So this is a true story. So I grew up in East Boston. Anybody familiar with East Boston at all? Okay, now I know South Shore, North Shore. People from the South Shore hate to go to the North Shore. Yeah, I know. Like, yeah, okay. So the year is, I'm going to take you back to before you were born. 1965, November. All right? November 1965. Okay. We got our first color TV. Okay? Now, we were one of the first families in East Boston to get a color TV. It was a big deal. Big deal. There was maybe a handful of people that had color TVs. We got one of the first ones. And we got the TV the way we got everything in our house. Hot. Everything in our house was hot. My father, there was a guy that drove around East Boston. His name was Hot Gus. Okay? He drove around in the blue station wagon filled with hot stuff. On the door of his car, it said, Hot Gus, with a little picture of hot stuff, right? Never arrested because the cops all bought their stuff from Hot Gus. True story. I just want to tell you this funny. Every Christmas Eve, my father used to play cards at this place in East Boston called Bartolo's. Every Christmas Eve, Hot Gus would pull up in the station wagon full of hot stuff, and he'd walk in. Anybody want to buy any Christmas gifts for their kids or anything? So my father would, oh yeah. So my father would stop the game, run outside. He'd buy all my Christmas gifts. He'd get all my Christmas gifts, and he'd bring them over to his car, and he'd put them inside his car and go back in to finish the card game. The minute he walked inside, Hot Gus would go over to my father's car. He'd take out all his stuff and put it back in his car. Yeah. It had to be the funniest thing to watch my father come out 2 hours later, go over to his car and go, oh my God, somebody stole all my hot stuff. Who do you call? Can't call anybody. He had to rebuy the stuff again. All right, so now we have the color TV. So my father Italian, my mother Irish. My mother actually grew up in Charlestown and then Roslindale. So my father says, Barbara, why don't you call up your family, tell them to come over to see the color TV. So my mother had 5 sisters, and so everybody comes over, little kids. There were 27 people in our house. My father's making big stuff, lobster for everybody. He was a great cook. So anyway, finally, it was time for everybody to go to see the color. It was 5:30. There were only 2 programs on in color in 1965. Hazel.
Yeah.
Remember Hazel? Yeah. Shirley Booth, Mr. B, yeah, right? And Bozo, 5:30 Bozo. Okay. So everybody circles around the TV. So I'm like 10 years old. So I go over to the TV and I start trying to get the color in. Because, remember in those days, you had to go, turn it. And remember the rabbit ears? I'm doing the rabbit ears. Sometimes my father would put tinfoil all around me, and I'd be like, Dad, is this a good picture? So as I'm trying to get the color in, the TV goes off and on, and the lights blink. And my father, now you Italian, hey, what are you doing to my color TV? Everything you touch, you break. I'm on the hair. I go, Dad, I'm trying to get Bozo's nose red. It's green right now. I'm trying to get it. So I go back over to the TV, and I'm trying to adjust everything, the rabbit ears. All of a sudden, TV goes off. Lights go off. Now my father goes ballistic. Manage, everything you touch, you break. Everything you touch, you break. Manage. Boom, and he's hitting me in front of everybody, because you could hit kids in those days, okay? Now you can't, My kids used to go, come on, Dad, hit me. Come on, 9-1. Come on, Dad. Come on. So anyway, now it's pitch black. All the guys with candles had to go down to the basement and do fuses. Remember the fuses? Yeah, the fuses. Every time a fuse didn't work, my father would yell, everything you touch, you break. Come on, nada. He's yelling at me, Fuse after people from the 2nd floor come down, people from the 3rd floor, blame him. Everything he touches, he breaks that kid, So finally, 27 fuses, nothing, right? So my father yells up, Woyo, which means boy in Italian. Woyo, go across the street, buy more fuses. So now, ladies and gentlemen, I go outside and I look around. It's pitch black. We're in the middle of the biggest blackout this country had ever seen. From Maine to Florida, it was November 6th. 1965, Maine to Florida, blackout, right? So I look around and I go, oh my God. I go, Dad, come upstairs. So my father comes running up. comes outside. He looks around. He goes, "What did you do? What did you do? Everything you touch, you break." He blamed me for the biggest blackout this country had ever seen. And you couldn't tell him anything for the rest of his life. I was the cause of the blackout. Me. It's a true story. So now let me just say this. My father, when I was born, was 51. My mother was 24. Certainly not a marriage made in heaven. Trust me, okay? Trust me. Okay, I tell you, my father was an entertainer. At one time, he was an opera singer, which I'll tell you about a little later on. He played the piano in this lounge. My mother was a waitress, and he played the piano and he sang. And ladies and gentlemen, let's be adults. You know, 1, 2 in the morning, the place closes, and everybody sticks around as a couple of drinks, right? And of course, my father had a car, big back seat. So there you go. So, hey, if he had a Volkswagen, I wouldn't be here right now, okay? So, I just had what was I talking about?
Your father was 50.
Oh, yeah, okay. But I was just trying to, I was telling you, I can't even remember the story now.
Backseat and how they met.
Yeah, okay.
Your dad was.
Yeah, see, I got a brain cramp.
It's coming.
Yeah, it's coming. Hi-ya! Okay. I know, right?
You had a thought.
It'll come to me. Wait a minute. Let me just check here. Tina, write down blackout. Oh, okay, yeah, I got it now. Okay. So my father, he was much older. So 20 years later, my father's in the hospital and he's not doing good. He's hooked up the machines, keeping him alive, but his mind was sharp as a tack, right? And I go see him. Hey, Dad, how you doing? You never ask an Italian, how they're doing because it's always the same answer. You could hit the mega bucks, $5 million. How you doing? So anyways, I go, hey, Dad, how you doing? So anyways, I notice my father was watching television. So I said, Dad, let me put on the baseball game. I go to reach for the television. His machine went, all of a sudden, code 99, code 9. Doctors are running in, nurses are running in. The doctor leans down to my father. He goes, Mr. Pizzi, what's the matter? My father whispers, get him away from the TV. He'll kill us all. Never forgot. Oh. We're in a crazy world. We're really, when you think about this world, did you ever think you'd ever live to see the day when it would be easier to buy a shotgun at Walmart than it is to buy razor blades at CVS? Right? I go into Walmart. I like to try that shotgun. I'll take it. I go into CVS. I like to buy those Fusion razor blades. Manager out, 4 please. Right? And they keep them locked up in a fiberglass case, 8 locks, right? And there's a guard going back and forth. Yeah, nobody's going to get to these blades, that's for sure. I think about the world today. These kids are buying their jeans ripped. Ripped.
I know.
Ripped. Did you hear what I said? Ripped. If I got pants when I was a kid and I ripped them, boom, right? They're buying them ripped. Sometimes they buy them stained. Would you like the mustard and the relish stain too? Little ketchup. It's extra. Extra. I go, oh my God, I can't believe it, right? When we were kids, when we were young, we only had one choice. Dungarees. Remember the dungarees?
I still call.
Yeah, dungarees. You put them on, you couldn't bend at the knees for 3. You walk around, hey, I got my dungies on. They're new. Can't bend the knees.
Yep.
I try to play football. Throw me the ball. Throw me the ball. Oh my God. It's a crazy world we live in today. I want to talk real quick about the toughest job in the world. The toughest job in the world today. No, it's not playing football. It's not being on a fishing boat. It's raising kids. Being a parent. That is the toughest job in the world. If I ever knew how tough it was to raise kids, I would have adopted a highway.
That's true. Okay?
Tough job. And what makes it tough today? Technology. Right? Now, I'm going to tell you, today, the First big thing in a kid's life, baby's first step. Oh, that was a big thing. Baby took his first step, and you called everybody in the family. Oh my God, little Joey took his first step. 13 months old. He's a genius. Oh. Now, because of technology, it's different. Now you see a 4-month-old baby crawling, can't even walk. And there's a phone on a coffee table, and the little kid crawls over to the phone, and he gets the phone off the coffee table, and he goes like this. And you go, oh my God, little Joey took his first swipe. 4 months old. He's a genius.
It's so true.
I go to visit my 2.5-year-old grandson. He's got his own phone.
Yep.
He's got his own. I walk in, I go, Nicole, what is he doing? And he's like this. I go, oh, he's texting. I go, text? Who's he texting? She goes, check your phone. I check my phone. Change me. It's amazing. It's amazing, and it is expensive today for these parents raising kids. Do you know that to send a kid to college today, a good college for 1 year, $35,000, $40,000, $50,000, $60,000 for 1 year. That's why today, ladies and gentlemen, you see both parents working. One parent's working 3 jobs. Some parents refinance the house to send a kid to college. Yet, if you're in prison, you want an education, how much does it cost? Zero. Nothing. Not a dime. You see how times have changed? When I was a kid growing up in East Boston, if you robbed a 7-Eleven, it was a felony. Today, it's a scholarship.
That's right. You're right.
Today, a kid's in front of a judge. The judge wants to give the kid a break. All right, I'm going to give you 2 years. Your Honor, could you make it 6? I'm going to get my master's. Can you do that for me? It's unbelievable raising kids today. And, you know, and here's something. First kid, no matter how many kids you have, that first kid is the special one. We remember things about the first one. We forget the second, third. Like, first kid, bringing the first kid home from school. We'd go there to pick him up. We'd have 8 outfits, 19 blankets, because it's the first one. Oh, and we'd wrap him up real tight. Germs, get away. It's my first one. Get away.
True.
Take the kid home. Then we have a second kid. And then you go pick up the second kid. Now you're bringing one of the outfits the first kid wore to the second kid. By the third kid, right, you go to pick him up in a diaper in December. You just go, yeah, I've done this before. Yeah, okay. Babysitter. First kid, there's only one person you ever let babysit the first kid. The mother's mother. She's the only one you trust because it's your first one. Every once in a while, the father goes, honey, can my mother babysit this time? I wouldn't let your mother hold a picture of this kid. How's that? And I hate your mother. Did I tell you that? After you have 2 kids, you know, now you're a pro. Like a cousin, an aunt, a close friend babysit. Watch after you've had 3 or 4 kids. Then you're calling up the Norman Bates babysitting service. First kid, we sterilize. Oh, we sterilize everything, right? Oh, that first kid, we have a big vat of boiling water. We have the gown on with gloves and a mask, and we're boiling nipples, and we're boiling pacifiers, and we're boiling bottles, because it's the first one. Second one, drops the pacifier. Now we run it under hot water. Third kid, drops the pacifier. Now we do this. We put it in our mouth, and then put it in their mouth. You need a few germs. First kid, right? The first kid, bring him home from the hospital, right? Hold the kid, falls asleep in your arms, put the baby down, you go to walk away, you run back, pick the baby up, you walk him until he falls asleep, right? Bring him back, put him down, walk away, you run back. And you do this till the kid's about 16 years old, and you say to yourself, I'll never make the same mistake with the second one, right? And then you have a second one, and you bring the second one home, you put him in the crib, and finally, you sit down, you go, oh, thank God, you put the TV on, and he starts crying, and you go, relax, I'll be in the commercial, watching Dancing with the Stars. Be patient. By the third kid, that third kid starts crying, now you say the other 2. See what's wrong with that kid. What's he? First kid pictures. We have more pictures of the first kid than the Kennedy assassination. We have pictures and we have mugs and we have t-shirts with pictures of the first kid. We have movies of the first kid. We have the birth of the first kid on movies. We have conception of the first kid on movies. Second kid, we have a few pictures. Third kid says, am I adopted? Why do you say that? Because there's nothing in this house that lets me know I'm a part of this family. Here's some, by applause. How many of you parents ever had to lie down for that kid to go to sleep? How many lie down with the baby? How many? How many? Thank you, love, yes, thank you. We are the overcompensators. We do the things our parents wouldn't do for us. Imagine me asking my mother, Ma, will you lie down with me? Get to bed, I'll put you in the closet right now. I'll lock the door and there are monsters. There's Dracula, there's Frankenstein, there's werewolf, and they'll rip you apart. I'd be in bed with the blanket. All right, Mommy, I'm in bed. But my daughter said to me, Daddy, will you lie down with me? Of course, honey. I'm an overcompensator. And we all remember lying down. You lie down, you lift your head up. Daddy, where you going? Put your head back down. Lift your head up. Daddy, where you go? Put your head back down. So how many of us did this? You lie down, you wait a while, make it believe you're sleeping. One leg goes off the bed, right? Then you wait a while, make it believe you're sleeping. One arm goes off the bed. And you actually say to yourself, I'm halfway there. Then you wait a while, make it believe you're sleeping. Then you do the roll off the bed. Now you're on all fours. Now it becomes a Rambo mission to make it please God. Let me make it to the doorway. I hate my life. I haven't seen my friends in 7 years. And if you think you can have brothers or sisters, this is not how we do it. And then you get to the doorway. I made it. And then you hear the little voice, Daddy, where are you going? Just taking a pee. Well, I'm going to end with this, ladies. I hope you had a nice time. I hope you had a nice time. Thank you. So again, so as a kid growing up, my father was an opera singer. Okay, I'll tell you right now, he was an opera singer. And all my friends would tell me how lucky I was to have a father who sang opera. They'd say, Johnny, you're so lucky. That's great. Your father sings opera. That's unbelievable. That's so great. And I'd go, no, it's not great. I hate opera. I hate it. I didn't appreciate it. I was a little kid. I didn't appreciate it. And my father knew this. He was a genius. So he used it to his advantage. So whenever he wanted me to do something around the house, he didn't ask. He sang. So whenever he wanted me to do something in the house, he'd be like, Johnny, take out the garbage. Take out it now. Take out it now. Johnny, take out the garbage. Take out it now. Take out it now. Faster, faster. Do it right away. All right, Dad. Stop singing. Stop it. I'd take the garbage. I'd take the neighbor's garbage. I'd paint the house. I'd go, please, Dad, just don't sing. And I never realized what a genius my father was until I had my own kids. And whenever I wanted them to do something around the house, I used my father's psychology. But I can't sing like my father, like you just heard. But I can rap. And no kid wants to see their white, geeky, uncoordinated father rap. So whenever I wanted my kids to do something around the house, I said, clean up your room and do it right away. You never listen to what I say. You wear your hat backwards and your pants real low. And everything I ask, you always say no. You stay out all night long, then you sleep past noon. I'm about to snap real soon. You think you know everything, but you don't know squat. And everything you own is something I bought. Peace to the Father. I'd like to do one more thing. Would you like to see a miracle? Would you like to see a little miracle? Okay. Because we're going to all get involved in what I'm going to do right now. All right? And then, here we go. Here we go. Now, ladies and gentlemen, I have a prediction here. Could you hold my prediction? You don't need glasses or anything. You could read, there'll be numbers I predicted. You'll be able to read those, right? Inside, right?
I'm not gonna.
No, don't look at them now. Don't look at it now. All right, just hold on to that. Hold on to that. Ladies and gentlemen, I have a group of numbers here. What we're going to do is we're going to make up our own number, using everybody. We're going to come up with a number, and I have a prediction. Could you imagine if they matched? That would be a miracle. Right here in Whitman. Okay, now, so what I'm going to do, I'm going to go around. For instance, what's your name?
Roberta.
Roberta, that's a beautiful name. That was my father's name. Now Roberta. All right.
No, his name is Roberta.
Yeah. All right. Now pick one. 8, 5, or 6.
8.
8. Very good. All right. 5, 5, or 1.
The one.
1. Very good. My dear, 3, 5, or 3. 5. Whoops. Wrong one. I took the wrong. That stays there. Okay. 5. Very good. 8, 2, or 9. 2. Okay. 2, 7, or 8.
7.
3, 2, or 5.
2.
1, 9, or 6.
6.
Very good. Okay, so that's our first line. We're going to do it again. Then there'll be one number, and then we'll put that down. So we'll go to cheaper seats in the back. Get here earlier next time. My friend with the cap with the blue shirt, 5 or 6? 6. All right. This is going to be a tough one, my dear. With the what color is that? That's a pretty color. Teal? Is that teal?
No, peach.
Peach. All right. 5 or 5. Pick one. 5 or 5. There you go. Yeah. I know that wasn't. All right. And this is another tough one. 3 or 3. All right. Which one? Only kidding. All right. 3. All right. 8 or 9. Yeah.
8.
8. All right. Let's see. 2 or 8.
2.
2. 3 or 5. 5. And my dear, with the right there, don't walk away. Wait a minute. 1 or 9. 1 or 9. 9. All right. Here we go. All right. Now, first of all, give yourselves a big round of applause. Give yourselves a big round of applause. All right. Here we go. So we got 5, 5, 3, 9, 8, 3, 1. Now you saw what we just did. You all had your free choice. I gave you the option numbers. We all picked our numbers. We're going to add them up. We're going to have a total, and then you're going to have my prediction. If that ever matches, I deserve a nice big round of applause. Are you ready? Okay, let's add them up. 9 and 1 and 6. 16. Carry the 1. 2 and 5 is 7. 3 is 10, and 1 is 11. 7 and 8 is 15. 1 is 16, and 2? 18. Carry the 1. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 is 18, and 2? 18 and 2? Let's do it again. You're following me up. 9 and 8 is 17. 1 is 18, and 2? Scaring me. 5 and 3 is 8. 2 is 10, and 3? 13. Carry the 1. 5 and 5? 1 and 1. 12. Carry the 1. 8 and 6? And 5? And 1? 20. All right, now, come on up. Come on up. Come on up. Oh, my God, I get so excited. Yee! All right, open up my prediction. Oh, come on, I hope this works. Okay, you get the prediction. Open it up. All right, now read off the numbers.
2, 0, 2, 3, 0, 8, 1, 6.
Whoa! Thank you. Oh, my God. Thank you so much.
Wow.
We did it, ladies and gentlemen. We performed the miracle. Now, to top it off, what year is this? 2023. Wow, it's the first 4 numbers.
Oh, wow.
What month? 8. 08. And today's the 16th. Today's date. Wow. Wow. And by the way, before I say good day, this is a famous date in rock and roll history because somebody died today.
Yes,
Elvis.
Yeah. Elvis.
And I say one more thing. Thank you very much.